on arthroscopic rotator cuff repair. This talk, we'll see it is in our elderly population. So let's go with the case presentation, a case scenario of 62-year-old female. She's a homemaker. She has an increasing pain since last 1 year, supraspinatus tear with a grade 2 atrophy and an acute infraspinatus tear. So what would be the treatment line? What would be the treatment options? Can anyone of us go ahead and tell us the treatment options? So for me, it would be an arthroscopic rotator cuff repair, definitely. But what would Dr. Aditya, you do? Repair. Weber?
Repair has to be the answer.
Sir?
Yeah, I do repair. It is very commonly.
Okay, Gaurav sir.
A lot of night pain.
Okay, so I hope that another options would have been there. But SCR, reverse shoulder arthroplasty, balloon spacer therapy, these are few options that are going to go ahead. So the goals of rotator cuff are to restore the anatomy, restoration of the biomechanics, a strong fixation, promote healing, and improve a shoulder function. Advantages would be that we would address the concomitant pathologies like slab tear, a biceps pathology, lower complication rates than reverse shoulder arthroplasty, and tendon transfers, and improved functional outcomes. Now, every one of us are aware about this pathology, that it can be a traumatic one, can be a non-traumatic one. The age matters, that less than 40, greater than 40, a high velocity trauma or a repetitive mechanism. Generally, a non-traumatic one can be a degenerative and a subacromial impingement syndrome. The other non-traumatic can be because of calcific tendinitis, because of crystal-induced scapulohumeral neuromuscular dysfunction, entrapment syndromes. So now here we know that chronic degeneration involves both intrinsic and extrinsic factors. As you can clearly see in these X-rays, that the normal one has a good amount of subacromial space, whereas a massive one does not have an acromial space. Can we predict a rotator cuff degeneration? Yes, we can predict a rotator cuff degeneration on an X-ray using a critical shoulder angle and an acromial index. Here, clearly in the studies, in 2013 and 2019, it's been shown that less than 30 degrees is associated with osteoarthritis, greater than 35 degrees is associated with degenerative rotator cuffs, whereas acromial index of greater than 0.7 is associated with a degenerative rotator cuff. So now fatty infiltration, which every one of us talks about, Burkhardt et al. In Arthroscopy 2007 have shown the arthroscopic repair of massive rotator cuff with advanced fatty infiltration. They have shown a significant functional improvement, increased range of motion, improved UCLA score, and a constant score. So it is important to assess both coronal and sagittal. As you can see here, we can see in both there is a fatty infiltration. Now a full thickness tear classification, all of us are aware about. Advantage is that a three-dimensional part can be seen, predictable on an MRI, which allows the prognosis to be estimated. All of us are aware about these tear patterns, the crescent one, the L reverse, the U-shaped ones, and a massive contracted cuff tears. Now, the importance of the tear patterns are to facilitate the anatomic restoration, for optimizing the biomechanical properties, optimize the tendon biology, and improve clinical outcome. What about the older patients that we are here to talk about? So, Marriott and al. In 2019 have shown a 49 full thickness rotator cuff tears. The average age was 73, and patients were active recreational athletes. ASES improved score from 56 to 90.3, and DASH score was improved from 34.1 to 11.3. Mean satisfaction was 9 on 10. So here is a good study that was published in 2023 recently, which is showing a pooled analysis of arthroscopic and open rotator cuff repairs demonstrated a sustained improvement in long-term scores with a decrease in pain. Here another studies that shows that rotator cuff repaired at the age above even 75 could achieve a high clinical success with a good outcome and a pain relief. But there are risks of re-tear. So conclusion would be an arthroscopic rotator cuff repair is the best option to the patient, proven to improve the function, decrease the pain even in elderly, and low complication rates. Thank you so much. This is a video which I would show, which the patient which we initially showed, she had a complete rotator cuff tear, and this is the subacromial video which we are taking, and we can see both the supraspinate completely bald head. And this is a post-op which we can see a complete rotator cuff that has been stick to its original position. And that is the patient at 2.5 months. She is completely back to her activities of daily living. So yes, I went ahead and did a rotator cuff repair for her, and she is completely normal. So thank you.